Welcome back, y'all. So today we have a pair of ladies' Frye riding boots. And now this is a pair that I actually started to work on. I pulled that first hill and then I said, stop. This would be a good one for a video, show y'all the inside of some Frye boots, and I'm bringing it to y'all. First off, a big thank you to Elena from California for sending these boots in. Now, what she wants is not too far off from what originally came on the boots. We're gonna put a Vibram leather lug combination on the shoe. We're gonna put some stacked blocks on there. You're gonna see why we're actually gonna have to replace those blocks and then just top it off with some rubber heel caps. Let's go. All right, so this is the boot that I started to work on before I stopped. I pulled this heel pad off and this is what I saw underneath. It was just wood. It's like a soft pine, balsa wood something, but I've seen this a lot on Fryes. Not all Fryes are like this, but you want to avoid this because just the glue itself was enough to split this all into pieces. It's actually covered up by a thin leather veneer that goes all the way around. Now, if you're wondering how do I spot this, where you need to look is right here at the corners. And when it's a fresh from the store, you'll actually see a seam where the veneer goes this way, and then they overlap. So you'll see a little seam there, and that's usually gonna tell me that the inside is either gonna be plastic or it's gonna be wood. Just avoid those. Look at that. And there's your veneer. As you can see, it's a Blake welt. There's those serrated edges. And see the stitch right here? I'm not hitting any stitches on this side. All right, so we've got the sole off, we got the heel off. Now I just want to point something out. I looked this boot up. This retails for around $460 brand new. For a $460 boot, you get a fragile wood heel block and a sole that's not even stitched on. It's just all cement constructed. That's a faux stitch going all the way around. That doesn't mean that the brand is bad or this boot as a whole is bad, but I'm saying they're way overcharging for what they're giving you. All right, so I've already used the old sole just to give me a rough template. Since this is a Blake stitched sole, or Blake stitched welt, then we do want to have some sort of a guideline so that we can just mirror it up a little quicker. Plus, this does have a Vibram top on it, and we want to keep the pattern somewhat symmetrical. So. All right, so Frye actually does their welts in two separate pieces. This one is actually very important just to keep the shape of the heel. This front piece actually had some cracks, and it happens a lot because of the bend right here. You'll get a lot of cracks on Blake welts, and so that's why we're replacing this part here. But we're gonna leave this part because it's in perfectly good shape. Now, one of the things I did recognize about these Fryes, even though they are Blake, they actually had a tiny little bit of cork. Not much cork at all, because you can see there's no real cavity, but they did put a little bit of cork in there. All right, so we got to choose a bottom thread for the sole. We got a lot of fun colors here. Sometimes it adds a little pop. In this case, we're gonna play it safe. We're just gonna go with all brown. All right, so we're fixing to prep the heels, but one of the things that we have to do, and most people should do when you are gonna prep rubber, is to clean it, because during the manufacturing process, there's a lot of oils and chemicals that go into it. And sometimes having that oil residue on the rubber heel top lifts or the soles is gonna keep the glue or the adhesive from sticking to it. So we use acetone and we clean it, rough it up, and that helps it to bond a little bit better. All right, so these are the heels that go on it. You can either get these in like 1/2 inch or you can get them in like 7/8 inch. They're like a one piece. But these only come in one size, and since this is a lady's boot, we got to make it a little bit shorter, but I don't want to cut off this part or too much of this part. So since she's getting new stacked blocks, I'm just cutting the new heel breast on this, and it'll kind of give me a guideline. All right, so we like to read y'all's comments, and we read some where people were talking about the glue pot, and because of that, we've decided to name this Mount Gluvius. All right, little conditioning on these boots, a little polish, and out the door. Gotta make sure we get the little Frye logo, make it look good. All right, so that wraps up this pair of Frye boots. Now, a little thing, if you've got some questions that are kind of specific towards how to take care of your boots or what services we can provide, we try to get to as many of the questions that are in the comment section as possible, but we just get inundated with so many questions that we can't see all of those. So either check our website or shoot us an email. And just go to potterandsons.com. Make sure you check out our other websites, southernpolish.com. Both of those are going to be down in the description below. Now, the reason why we actually want to do a video on these is for a couple of things. For one, we get a lot of questions over Frye boots, and also we get a lot of requests for ladies' shoes. Now, they had some cracks in the welts, and so that had to be replaced. Some of the tread was a little bit worn down. It was kind of harder to see in the video, so that is why we went ahead and resold these. That was the request of the customer. But we just wanted y'all to see the inside of Frye. Like for instance, we had to replace that stack block because as you can see, when I pulled that off, it was just a very soft wood inside. Not very impressive for what they're charging you. Now, not all Frye boots are like that. And we do go into a little bit more detail, earlier in the video, but you need to watch out for the blocks. You need to watch out for, are these actually a cement constructed versus actually stitched? I definitely think there's a lot of aspects on Frye boots that Frye could actually step their game up without charging you an astronomical price tag. So be careful when you're out there looking for them. Some are good, some are not so good, but we went ahead and did the same type of lug leather combination, and we put on a little bit thicker of a heel lift, so the stack block was actually a little bit shallower to compensate for that heel. She's gonna get a lot of wear out of this, and it's gonna take a long time for her to burn through these. So she invested in the boots, and they're gonna last her for a lot longer. Until next time, y'all have a good one.